are from California, my friend. You are the expert on this.
I watched this debate last night, and I was so impressed, floored. I mean, I don't even know the words. Do you want tents outside the schools? The other two candidates, I don't know. Well, I don't know. His answer, no. Of course we don't want homeless people outside of school. It is that simple. The other one, oh, well, we need to spend $400 million on beds because people in downtown need to use safe needles. And Spencer Pratt came out and said, I will take her downtown with me. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people don't want beds. They want meth and they want fentanyl. That's what they want. We're not doing this. We're not doing needles. Another question. Do you want the needle program? Well, the needle program. No, we're ending the needle program, says Spencer Pratt. He is crystal clear. I think Nithya Raman's husband is a screenwriter. She should be better at performance. And I think that he crushed it last night.
Amazing. So jump in here, guys. I know you love this story.
I love seeing his turnaround. We were talking about in the break how, you know, he and his wife were reality stars on the hills, and they were the villains and the ones to be hated at that time. But Spencer Pratt has grown up. Spencer Pratt got married, had a child, lost his house in a fire, and is living in real life, not reality TV land.
And a trailer park.
Yeah. And, you know, he understands what the issues are on the ground. And he said to her right there, he said to Karen Bass, I blame you for my house burning down and my folks' house burning down. And I think there's a lot of shared sentiment in that. But the same way the demographic has changed here in New York City, and all of a sudden we've got a self-proclaimed socialist as mayor, I'm wondering if there are enough people there who can watch that debate, care enough, aren't as concerned, you know, with the social, so concerned, overly concerned with the social issues, that they can listen to Spencer Pratt and see that he is reasonable.
Brian, Liz, go.
Well, I mean, I think that he is tapping into a lot of anger about the fires. I mean, that's something we don't have in New York. I mean, things in New York were doing reasonably well before Mamdani. But to your point, Jackie, what could put in place one of these socialist contenders out there? Teachers unions, the labor unions, they're all going to turn out. And by the way, what's on the ballot in California, which will spur voting, I'm afraid, is this wealth tax. So one of the things working against Steve Hilton running for governor is they're going to get a lot of Democrats out just to vote on that. And so they're going to vote in the, you know, gubernatorial as well.
On that California governor race, which I think maybe we'll talk about later, is they said, one of the far left candidates said California, the only reason California is growing is because of illegal immigrants. So if you ask about the demographics, and I think in California there's no voter ID, anyone can just show up, give a name and vote. That's maybe could be an answer to the demographic question of people who are left voting for
That's why they wanted
these people.
illegals here. That's why they wanted them to come across the border and to populate these states to make sure that they could keep their hold on things. That's what this was all about.
But Brian, who wants this job anyway? It is a nightmare.
Spencer Pratt.
The city has already overspent on the Olympics that are going to be in LA. The film business is dead. I mean, it's a lot to rebuild. It's a huge project.
It is, but what do you have to lose?
Yeah,
you know, that's part of it. Is like it's so bad. And these people he's run. We already know about Karen Bass. Okay, we just know how terrible she is at that job. I don't know much about Nithya Raman, but I have learned, like, her background just, it's like so typical of these guys. She's a Harvard grad, got a master's in urban planning from MIT. She spent her whole career working in nonprofits or government. Apparently she lives, I don't know what Silver Lake is in Los Angeles, but like this really nice, kind of creative, the stairways are painted in wonderful, like she's so out of touch
Well,
she so badly wants to control things, and she's got the academic bent, which is like, I know what I'm doing and you don't. It's the Mamdani thing, and she wants to bring that there.
It's the incompetence. At some point, don't voters care about competence? Jerry mentioned the fact that they're overspending on the Olympics by $275 million. How do you do that? I mean, they aren't even there yet. They're not even close, I don't think.
Liz, they got that train. That's how they do it.
That's Gavin Newsom's problem. I mean, honestly, you just wonder, all the reservoirs that were empty that contributed to the inability to fight the fires, they're still empty. They can't fix them. I mean, really, it's pathetic.
We were talking about stepping in and being strong and saving things in the real estate segment about here in New York.
Right.
And, you know, I'm not necessarily sure that businesses have to take that responsibility upon themselves to stick it out and, you know, and be here till the end. But I love what Spencer Pratt is doing in trying to change it, seeing, you know, the beauty that is in Los Angeles and California, and saying, give me a chance to turn this around and make it so that
not burning
you
it down.
have a better life. Yeah.
Because a lot of people say about New York, and I've heard it on this panel before, let's just burn it down.
Oh,
I know,
do
I've
think
said it.
that.
I think it's a mistake.
His ads are going viral, and it's portraying him as Batman coming back into a drug-infested city, and it's pretty incredible, his advertising.
I love
So
that
he asked
Batman
her
analogy.
if he asked Raman if she was a loony lefty, and she says, "No, I simply believe government works and does good things for people."
She's a loner.
And on
And
that
she's
note-
running it.